much for joining us here in BlockShow Asia in Singapore.
Yeah.
So you just got off the stage.
Yes.
And what did you find in your topics, or what did you get back from the audience? What was the most compelling part of you being on stage?
Right. I mean, so I haven't really heard of Asian tigers in this industry.
Okay.
Right. I mean, Asian tigers represented by South Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Hong Kong, has been used in other tech industry or in general the economic development.
Right.
But actually, this is my first time to hear about Asian tiger in the blockchain industry. So it was quite interesting to see from the angle. However, I think the blockchain by nature is a very global concept.
Okay.
I really hope that these four countries really show some leaderships in the industry. But I think to show the leadership, you have to think global. You cannot think that like, oh, I'm like Korean company, like let's focus in Korea, right? You want to have open source mindset and the global mindset.
So what's some of the interesting projects you're working on now?
Yeah, so I'm an investor, right? So GBIC, of course, have been investing in over 50 blockchain projects, and I think we have invested a lot of layer one in 2016, 2017.
Super, okay.
Yeah, and then probably layer two at the beginning of 2018. But I think a lot of people.
How do you qualify a layer one or a layer two project in your terms? In your terms, how would you qualify a layer one or a layer two company?
So layering is just like the blockchain, right? The fundamental. You mean how they define, or
how are you defining? Because I've had conversations with VCs.
Yes.
That even though the first level in the team that brought that together, phenomenal teams that bring together, it doesn't always work out that way, so they pivot. So do you have certain factors that you say, okay, well, this is
like kind of something that we look for?
Yeah, that you're kind of looking for, and you know, even more interesting when I talked about the projects that you have, the investments that you have. Excuse me. What are the most interesting ones that you have? And is that more about the project or the team?
Yeah, I think to be a successful project, you have to have both, right? Which is the technical aspect plus business aspect. Of course, you have a team behind it, right? And I think it's really like 10% about idea and 90% is execution, and you need a team to execute on those like initiatives and even an idea, right? So I mean, of course, we look at the team, and it's because I think like the blockchain investment is very similar to angel investing, considering how native and how early this industry is, and the nature of the blockchain investment. But I think, Okay.
You can look at me. It's okay. No, that's all right.
So it's very similar to angel investing. So like team is very important. So when we look at the team, hey, do you have? So when we look at the project, do the team member have the right skill set to solve the idea they are pitching to, right? And number two, they have not only the experience and the other example that have solved the problem, we also look at the kind of resilience, because we know that the blockchain, it's gonna take a while, right? It's not gonna be like
it's not an overnight.
It's not overnight.
But in a short amount of time, we'll probably have major breakthroughs in a short span. Yeah.
So we look at, hey, do they have resilience and attitude to solve the problem that they promised to, right? But again, it's very different, depends on, it's like, hey, it's like the public blockchain, so which is a layer one, or it's a dApps, right? So because dApps can be more just like the consumer tech product, it can be gaming, right? Then, hey, do they have like, do they understand the gaming industry? Because it's not only about the blockchain, it's also about the user acquisition,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah.
Everything is almost gamified, right?
Right,
Even the user
exactly.
onboarding is gamified in a certain respect.
Sure.
How many projects do you have? How many investments do you have now?
So we have over 50 portfolio companies.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And what's the balance of blockchain, crypto companies, or are they all?
They're all blockchain.
Wow,
So,
that is
because we
fascinating.
are the global crypto fund, because we are a global blockchain crypto fund, we invest in the companies who
Right.
are trying to solve the blockchain problem.
Have you found that companies have come to you and they didn't really need blockchain? They just need that's what
So that was that's like one of the key questions that I will ask the project.
Right.
Why do you want to use decentralization, even the blockchain, right? Because I don't think the centralization will solve every problem out there.
Right.
You have to have the right reasons to use the blockchain, because decentralized costs money, costs speed, and a lot of things,
Exactly.
right?
It's hard to scale.
Yes, exactly.
So there's a lot. So and with that, have you ever taken on a company that, although you see they don't really need blockchain, they just need a database, but this is a great solution that possibly could future help the blockchain and crypto community? Have you taken on any investments in that respect, or you just haven't seen that?
I mean, you mean that they're not really solving, they don't really need like the blockchain technology?
They don't really need the blockchain, but in the supply chain, they could fit, even though they may not be a blockchain-based company, right?
Yeah, so I mean, again, even like the blockchain, you can say, hey, is it the private blockchain or the public blockchain, right? So of course, if it's like the private blockchain, you don't need to open source and you don't need to decentralize everything. So, I mean, we invest in one project
so
called,
there is one.
Argo, which is backed by a BlockShow. BlockShow is one of the biggest private blockchain company based in Korea. They've been working with Samsung, Hyundai, and all these big companies. But they want to use that technology to really serve the public blockchain, right?
There you go.
So yeah, I think there are some cases that private blockchain companies are trying to do public blockchain companies, and we happen to invest all three in Korea. So Icon is backed by the Loop, which is a private blockchain. Metadium is backed by Cointelegraph, and of course Argo, which is backed by BlockShow.
Very interesting. Well, thank you so much for taking the time and informing us on this.
Yeah, thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.